Yeah, they genuinely could have. And talking to Man City, we alluded it before, but Manchester City have just won the treble, the first treble in English football since 1999. They won the Premier League. They tipped Arsenal to the Premier League.
Yep.
They tipped Manchester United to the FA Cup, and now they've beaten Inter Milan on Saturday night 1-0 to win the Champions League. And you know, it's an amazing feat for any football club, but I just feel like no one really cares. Isaac, what are your opinions?
I mean, I think people care, but maybe not in the way that you think. Like, we care in a way where it's just like, we don't. Like,
Yeah.
we're just kind of apathetic towards it, and it doesn't feel the same. Like, you know, the moment that full-time whistle went,
Yeah.
like, you didn't feel something.
No, it wasn't like, oh my God, Man City have won the treble.
No.
It's kind of like, oh, it's over now.
And I'll be honest, because of the... we don't want to mention it because I know Man City fans will get on your backs, but like the amount of money which has gone in, the charges, it doesn't feel authentic. It doesn't feel right. I saw BT Sports say it's a fairy tale, and I went, what kind of fairy tale is this?
No.
Like that you know, I've always said this, like, if you're taken over by, like, you know, who they've been taken over by, and you go from where you were to where you are now, money is the pure reason. Luck is money, and just someone picking you are the reason why you're there. You know, then a fairy tale is a game at Wembley which happened within the last month, which is Luton. That's a fairy tale. Yeah. You know, I think Leicester winning the Premier League, that's a fairy tale. I think Wrexham going up, sure, they got owners, but you know, they just got normal owners. They didn't get a state. Yeah. Wrexham, I mean, there's many conversations about that, but I think that's way more of a fairy tale than
Brighton getting Europe.
Brighton getting Europe.
Villa getting Europe.
Villa, exactly. Like, it's just, Man City it just doesn't feel like, the reason why people want them to win the league every year is because they don't care. Because they care about all the other teams in the league, because they've got these historic rivalries.
Yeah. And,
I mean, you saw Man United fans, they're their local rivals, and they don't really care.
No.
But now they've won the treble, they probably do now, because basically it's put theirs in the water. But the thing is, like,
I don't know. I mean, obviously the mainstream media, they're hyping it up just as much as when Manchester United won the treble. I mean, and when you compare the two, right? Man United in the 90s obviously also pumped money into the club. Right?
I know, but you know, that was from generating their own revenue as a big club.
How much of that Manchester United side was full of the class of 92? You know, they were homegrown players.
You know, it's a fairly pretty English 11. Obviously, they still signed talent, but most of that was signed English, like Sheringham. And
how much of the Man City treble winning side came through their academy?
Just Foden.
And
he doesn't start.
As probably a couple of other players.
Oh, well, Rico Lewis.
Yeah, Rico Lewis, and that is about it, and that's the main thing. I mean, we can talk about these allegations all day long, and how they've cheated their way to success, and all these allegations. But what it really comes down to is the feeling that you get when that club wins, right? And what it actually does to you. And if there's no feeling there, it's not going to mean anything at all. If Manchester United go and win the treble this year, or if Liverpool go and win the treble this year, or if Tottenham go and win the treble this year, it's going to hurt so much. But Man City win the treble, it kind of just feels like I'm not bothered. I'm like, okay, fair enough. I'd rather them not win it, but it's really like...
I mean, I remember Liverpool after the quadruple last year, and they had a week to win. They had a 2-week period where the quadruple was on, because on the final day they could have won the title if City did lose to Villa, which it looked like they might have done, and then they didn't. And Liverpool could have realistically done the quadruple. And with that team, with that like fan base, that history, with the likes of like Trent in there, and you know, and it's the fact that clubs have to work hard. You know, the way, look, we all need to realise clubs go through cycles. Yeah. Your clubs won't always be at the top, your clubs won't always be at the bottom. That's what I accepted as an Arsenal fan, because I went, you know what, we're going for a super bad patch, but I do think at some point we will get back there. And now we are probably seeing that. We're seeing that. Liverpool fans may go down a little bit, but they'll get back. And that's the way it works. But with Man City, it's like they've just got this cheat code to beat the cycle, which is the unlimited funds. And I've seen someone say this, which is that since Pep came in, they've actually got like the 4th best net spend in the league. It's not even the best. I went, first of all, net spend isn't the correct thing, because that net spend takes in how much you're selling, which basically is criticising clubs like Arsenal because we can't sell for crap, but they're quite good at it. But so much money has been invested from the beginning, you know, and it's just, you know, it's just, you can't really compete with it.
Yeah, and
you know,
you know
who do they sign in the summer?
Yeah.
it's not a side which you can do. But do you know what they could do? And this would be bloody a big sign of what they are. They could, because Arsenal are in for Declan Rice, they could easily just go, oh, here, we'll just put another 20 million on that, just to stop him from signing for them. They could easily do something like that.
And then they guarantee the title for next season.
Exactly.
Season after that. Like,
yeah, it's just...
You know, it is...
They spent 50 mil on Calvin Phillips, 50 million.
For a player
that they knew would barely ever start. They can just do that.
And that's what the difference is as well. And you know what it feels like? It feels like back in the day on FIFA, when you'd start a career mode and you've got all these financial takeovers saved up on your EA points or whatever it's called,
and then
you just go, yeah, we'll have 3 of those, and suddenly you've got 400 million, and you win the treble, and you kind of sit there and you're like,
doesn't feel nice.
Obviously, I've won the treble.
Losing games, going through hardship feels nice. But there's one thing I will say, and it's what a lot of Arsenal fans have said. Now they've won the treble, what is the only unique thing a team has done in England?
Yeah, it's the Invincibles.
The Invincibles. It turns out going unbeaten is harder than winning the treble.
Yeah.
It turns out that's actually harder. So
exactly. And also, right, it's one thing we've got to consider about Manchester City. Yeah. Right. You cannot take away from the fact that they are playing some unbelievable football.
Oh yeah, it's like they've got amazing. I'm not going to have a go at their players. Their players are amazing.
Their managers.
Their managers. Fantastic. Pep Guardiola. I'm sorry, but I think this seals that he is probably the best manager of all time.
Yeah.
Because
arguably.
He's gone over and rewritten the books in England, and he's made like. In Germany, I don't think it worked out to the same extent. He still won the league every year, don't get me wrong. But like the sheer dominance with this Man City side is kind of unparalleled in any era of football. You know, to win the treble with Barca, to win the treble with City, you know, it's
remarkable.
It's what it is. I think this cements him as the best manager of all time.
I mean, that's a debate for another time.
I think I think this it puts him above Jose now, 100%. He is now clear above Jose.
Everyone forgets about Ancelotti, but that, you know.
I think Ancelotti is a good manager, but I think now it's Pep v Sir Alex.
Potentially, and that's a discussion for another time. But I mean, it's just a feeling that you get when you watch Man City. Okay, sometimes it's like, wow, that is some good stuff, but you're kind of just a little bit bored. And I was thinking about this earlier. Who is playing better football right now, and who would win in a match? Man City's treble-winning side, the side they've got right now, or Arsenal Invincibles? In my mind, Man City trebles, they easily play better football than Arsenal.
I don't... Easily. The Invincibles, I think it's because it's a different era.
Exactly.
It's a different era. I think players are way more athletic now.
Yeah.
Even, I think Henry, you know, would have a great game against that defence still.
Yeah.
Henry's one of a kind. Perez is one of a kind. Bergkamp's one of a kind. But
it's the feeling that you get from both sides.
It's just... There's a certain electricity to players nowadays. Mm-hmm. There's a certain, you put the players from this era against any team 20 years ago, they outrun them. You know, it's just the way the game's going. You know, players are way more fit, way more agile.
But compare the feeling of what that side gave so many fans in 2004 to what this Man City side does now. You know, people talk about the Invincibles like so many other clubs actually really respect them.
The whole thing is that when clubs do these big achievements, like the Invincibles, like the Champions League, like the treble, it's like you're fighting to reach the top of a mountain. You know, it's like you can see the players are trying their best, and it's like this impossible feat, and they're doing it. That's what '99 felt like. That's, you know, it was just like, yes, we did it. We may never do this again, and we've done it. The Invincibles felt like that. You know, they were clinging on and did it. This team, everyone's talked about, everyone's been mocking them for not winning the Champions League for a while.
Yeah.
Like, that's how it feels. It's like, oh, well done, you finally did it, because, well, you should be winning it. Like...
Yeah,
it doesn't feel like they've gone, oh, we're just about to get it. Thank God. For all we know, they might win it next season.
It's a strange time. It really is a strange time. But I think, you know, there's only so many times we can say that no one cares about. Well, no one cares, but it hasn't generated quite the...
No. Like, I'm not... I mean, I know one City fan. I know he's going to rub it in my face. Which I don't think he will. I think he's a bit elated with joy because he was there.
And there are some great City fans.
And I'm happy for him, personally, because he's just had one of the best moments of his life.
Yeah.
But, I mean, when the game finished, I just went back upstairs and played a bit of FIFA. But, ironically, I was playing career mode. But I was actually playing a difficult one because I was playing in League 2 with my local side, which I made up. But, you know, it's just weird with Man City. It just doesn't feel... Like, as soon as that game finished, I went, right, transfer season, let's go. You know,
yeah,
I don't know. It's not going to settle in. Maybe because we don't have an inherent rivalry with Man City, we don't really feel it as much.
But then why does no one really?
I mean, Man United fans feel it. I think Man United fans are the only ones who are really feeling this right now.
Yeah, and even them, it's kind of like they'd rather Man City win the treble than Liverpool.
Yeah,
undoubtedly.
They would.